All right, hey everyone, this is Ash. Welcome back to the King's Speech. Excuse me. So I just finished recording my reaction to the last chapter of Spy Family yesterday, and since the new chapter just dropped today, I'm going to dive straight into it. So without further ado, let's get into Spy Family Chapter 20, picking up where we left off with Yor having come to the rescue. And I should point out, as I do in my other videos, translation by Casey Lowe and lettering by Rina Mappa. And we have poor Anya just crying with tears on her face, going, "Mama!" I was like, "Wow, I was so scared." And Yor's like, there, everything's okay now. And Keith is like, "Fine then. The two of us will just have to do this ourselves." He talks to the little German shepherd next to him and goes, "Pooch, you tear out that woman's throat." The shepherd's like, "Grrr." Oh, this series has the best faces ever. And you see Yor, when the dog's growling at her, just does her own like ogre mask face to scare the shit out of the dog with a grar. The dog takes off running with the yip. And Kitty's like, "What the hell?" And then Anya with the same scared crying face like, "Mama, I'm so scared of you." And she's just crying with a blah. And Yor's like, "Anya, I told you, it's all over now." And you see some citizens further down the street watching what's going on, going, "What's going on, a fight?" He's like, "Damn it, I need to get out of here." And he tries to take Boots with him, and he's trying to grab him by the leash and go, "Come on, you big lunk." And Boots is just resisting the pull. He goes, "Dumb dog." He goes, "To hell with you then." And he kicks Boots off to the side. And Yor's like, "Hey, you, hold it right there." And Yor's like, "Wait, I can't let Anya out of my sight again." As Keith takes off running down the alleyway, and she goes over to the other guy she kicked over and goes, "Looks like you learned a hard lesson today, Mr. Kidnapper. I'd better get him to the police." Nanya's like, "Are you okay, doggy?" The dog just kind of wobbles over to her. Nanya's like, "What's the story with this dog?" Or Yor's like, "What's the story with this dog?" Nanya's like, "Well..." Yor's like, "What? Terrorists and bomb dogs?" And Yor's like, "Bombs?" And she's just like darting around, Boots being like, "I don't see any bombs." Like, whew. Nanya's like, "This doggy saved my life." And Yor's like, "Well, in any case, I'm glad you're safe. I was so worried about you." Anya looks a little bit downcast. He's like, "I know, I shouldn't have left by myself. I'm really sorry." And Yor just gives her a hug. He's like, "Oh, honestly, Anya, we're going to have a long talk about this at home. But first, we'd better report all this to the police. Can you recall what the other bad men looked like and what they said?" Anya's like, "If I try, I think so." And then you see Yor over at the phone going, "Yes, that's exactly what happened. That's right, one of them is lying unconscious right here." And she's like, "Oh no, I'm just a housewife who stumbled into all this." And you see Boots as his ears are just perking up and twitching again. And he's like, "Doggy?" He's like, "Are you seeing the future right now?" And you see the dog thinking back to having seen Anya, Yor, and Lloyd with Anya doing a little hand wave up. And the next one you see with Lloyd missing and Anya having Anya downcast eyes with her hair covering it so you can't see it, and Yor turned off to the side. And Anya's like, "Papa just disappeared?" And then she sees what I assume is Big Ben. He's like, "Huh? Where's that?" And she sees this giant clock tower with a dong, dong, and a fist. And you see a giant kaboom as an explosion takes place next to the building next to the clock tower. And you see Anya standing there in this in the future prediction. You see Anya standing there, looking at the wreckage as someone's been buried beneath it, and she's just in utter shock. Oh. Okay, so she sees that Lloyd's been crushed beneath the wreckage. And he's just bleeding out. And she's like, "Papa?" And she sees the little news flash coming in going, "Westhouse has declared that they hold the Austinian government responsible for the responsible for the minister's assassination at the hands of violent extremists today. Many observers now believe that a military conflict is all but inevitable. And Anya just comes out of the future prediction, with a shock. And she's like, "That's what's gonna happen?" The dog's just looking at her confused, and she's like, "That future's horrible. Papa dies, world peace gets disrupted." She's just shaking the dog. And Yor's like, "Anya, stop that. You leave that dog alone." And she goes back to the phone. She's like, "Oh, no, sorry, it's nothing. Where was I?" And Anya's like, "Papa dies from a bomb? Should I tell Mama? Maybe she can save him. But I can't let her know about her superpowers." And Anya goes, "Doggy, if we try really hard, can we change the future?" The dog's just got a little question mark. And you see, Yor's still going on. He's like, "That's what my daughter said." Over the phone, so Anya sneaks a look back at her and goes, "Can you still run?" She whispers to the dog. Dog's like, "Woof." And Anya's just like, "Mama, I'm really sorry, but I just remembered something. Papa went to poo." And he's like, "Papa went to poo, but he doesn't have any toilet paper. I need to bring him some before it's too late." And she just takes off running on boots. And Yor's like, "What?" He's like, "Anya, what on earth are you? Again with this?" And so Yor goes back on the phone and goes, "Sorry, I need to go. Please come arrest this man as soon as you can." And she hangs up the phone and starts chasing after him, going, "Anya!" It's like, "Anya, where are you?" And you see back at the base, and they're going, "Handler, we just intercepted a report that terrorists have been sighted in an alley near Central Station. The descriptions given by an eyewitness match those of our student suspects." And the handler's like, "So, they're on the move. Figure out what routes they could be taking from there and position our teams along the way. Stop any van that matches those plate numbers. But be careful, they might be carrying explosives." And you see the truck with the bombers coming to a screeching halt. It's like, "How?" And you see the spies have caught them, and they've blockaded their way. So they catch them and blindfold them and stuff them into the trunk. Go, "This is Alpha Team. Target secured. We've detained 4 conspirators and 3 dogs. We also found a case that we believe contains explosives. Bravo Team here. We caught 3 members as well, but their leader, Keith Kepler, is not among them. We're continuing searching the..." And you see, "Arf, arf, woof." And you see Keith just hiding behind a wall, just watching all of this. And he goes, "They found us. Are they secret police? No. Goons from the west, maybe? Now what am I going to do? Conference starts in 2 hours. We still have bombs in one location they haven't found yet. I gotta do it, even if that means doing it solo." And you see one of the men's agents is grabbing one of the conspirators and grabbing him by his scarf and going, "Spill. Where's Keith, and where are we going to set off the bombs?" And the conspirator goes, "Same answer to both. Eat turd. Go fetch some from the bottom of a latrine, pig. All of you western swine are about to get what you deserve. Exactly what you deserve." And he's like, "You stupid little..." And the handler comes in and goes, "Let's leave the barking to the dog, shall we? It's noisy enough here already." So she comes and goes, "Now, students, what exactly is it you want?" And he goes, "We want a war. War to put the East on top and wipe the West off the..." And the handler just smashes him in the face with the heel of her foot. And she goes, "Have any of you ever killed anyone?" As she's just grinding her heel into his face. And he's like, "You broke my nose." She goes, "Have you ever been killed before?" And he's like, "Stop, it hurts." And one of the others is like, "Obviously not, you dumb broad." She's like, "Have you ever had a limb torn off by an artillery shell?" And they're like, "Huh? Have you ever heard the sound of bones shattering? Have you ever smelled the reek of rotting flesh?" They're like, "What are you going on about, lady?" And she goes, "Have you ever found the crushed bodies of your parents and siblings in a pile of rubble that used to be your home? Have you ever discovered a blown off piece of your lover stuck to a wall? Have you ever been so hungry you tried to eat tree bark? Have you ever stewed human flesh in a pot? Have you ever convinced yourself your enemy was subhuman so you could slaughter them like animals? Have you ever been so haunted by shame and regret afterward that you cried until you puked? Have you ever had friends who did the same and took their own lives?" And all of them have just fallen silent. And she puts a gun with a silencer up to his head and goes, "Did you learn nothing about war at your university?" You see back somewhere in the city next to a car, Keith has put the explosives onto Pooch. He was going, "You got it? Once you lock on the minister's scent, don't lose it. I'm counting on you, Pooch." You see Keith looking at a map as he goes, "Now that they have the others, probably even our plan B positions have been compromised. If that's the case, security around the clock tower will be intense. I gotta come up with something. Unless I can use that fact to lure those pigs into a trap and get rid of them. Oh yes, just you wait, little piggies. I'm gonna blow the whole lot of you to kingdom come." He takes off screeching down the street and we see we need teams at each of the 4 potential locations. Twilight, I want you at position B1 as that's where they're most likely to be. The handler says stop them, whatever it takes. Twilight goes, "I will, handler. I feel the same way you do. I am done with war." And you see Kachak as Lloyd's just screeching his way in the car down the street. And you see Anya going, "There it is! It's that pointy clock thing right there, doggy! That's where Papa's gonna die! We can't let that happen!" Yeah, next chapter hits February 9th. And oh man, all right. The series, I think this chapter kind of emphasized how a little bit jarring, at least the tonal shifts are between kind of the comedy moments and the more serious ones, where you get pulled back to reality, realizing what Yor and Lloyd actually do for a living. So I think like it's still early on in the series, so it's not going to be something I'm going to ding the author for not handling as seamlessly as they would. But yeah, it is. This chapter was a good contrast in that, as there is, as much as there is, kind of the slice of life elements and the humor. It is a very dark series about an assassin and a spy kind of trying to make a family together. And so I wonder how much more they're also going to how much more they're going to lean into this, because even the gore moments up till now haven't felt that visceral yet. So I wonder how much they're going to lean into those kinds of elements going forward in the future. But apart from that, I love the plot progression in this chapter. Anya continues to be the best with, with her trying to do the subterfuge kind of moments, where she's trying not to let on that she knows everything that's going on and trying to play the role of a little kid. And her reaction faces are just always absolutely a delight. This is definitely one of the best new series in Shonen Jump right now. It's a lot of fun. I did not think I was going to love this series as much as I do, but it's really, really damn good. Looking forward to seeing more of it as the series goes on. I hope it's not going to be like stretched out too long, because I don't think this is a series that can really go for hundreds of chapters. So I'm kind of interested in seeing how long the author will keep it going for. But so far, it's still pretty fresh and loving it. So I'm on this ride forever. Until next time, this is Ash. I will talk to you all later with more Anya faces.